Hello everyone, my name is Amirul Arif bin Seri. My matric number is BB23110420. And I would like to talk about Nestle child labor. Nestle, one of the largest food companies, had been embroiled in a serious ethical controversy regarding child labor. In its cocoa supply chain, this issue from the sourcing of cocoa from West African countries, particularly Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, where child labor is unfortunately widespread in cocoa farming. Reports have surfaced of children as young as 5 working in hazardous conditions on this farm, often wielding machetes or carrying heavy loads. This task is no child should ever have to perform. The root of this problem lies in the deep poverty that plagues many cocoa farmers. Unable to make the ends meet, some feel compelled to use child labor to sustain their livelihood, perpetuating a vicious cycle of poverty and exploitation. Nestle has faced legal repercussions of this issue, with a lawsuit alleging the company's awareness and failure to adequately address the child labor in its supply chain. The primary cause is enraged poverty in cocoa growing communities, particularly in West African countries like Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana. Cocoa farmers often earn less than $1, trapping them in a cycle of poverty that makes child labor seem like a necessary evil for survival. This economic desperation is exacerbated by violate cocoa price on the top global market, leaving farmers vulnerable to the market fluctuation. Another significant factor is structure of the global cocoa industry itself. The long and complex supply chains make it challenging to trace cocoa beans back to their source, allowing unethical practices to go undetected. Large corporations like Nestle, situated at the end of this supply chains have historically had limited visibility into conditions on distant cocoa farms. Cultural and social norms also play a role. In communities, children working on family farms is seen as normal part of life and a way to learn important skills. This perspective, combined with limited access to quality education, make it more likely for children to work instead of attending school. The cocoa industry's previous lack of transparency and accountability has allowed the problem to persist. While companies like Nestle have implemented programs to address child labor, critics argue this effort came too late and are still insufficient. The global demand for cheap chocolate put pressure on the entire supply chain to keep costs low. This economic pressure trickles down to farmers, who may resort child labor to maintain profitability. Lack of infrastructure in rural cocoa growing areas, including poor roads and limited access to electricity, makes it difficult for farmers to modernize their operation or for children to attend school that may be far from their home. The issue of child labor in Nestle cocoa supply chain is not just corporate ethic problem, but a reflection of broader global inequalities and systemic issues. Resolving it requires addressing these fundamental causes and fostering sustainable development in cocoa producing regions. Only through concerted long-term effort can we hope to create a cocoa industry free from exploitation, where children are in classroom rather than on. Addressing the child labor issue in the cocoa supply chain has seen some development from government, companies like Nestle, and industry-wide initiatives. While progress has been made, many critics argue these efforts are still insufficient given the scale of the problem. Here's the overview of the development. Government action. In 2000, the US Congress passed legislation to develop a voluntary industry-wide standard to eliminate child labor in cocoa production. Uh, the government of Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana have strengthened the legal framework against child labor and implemented national action plan. In 2021, the European Union announced plans to reduce legislation requiring companies to conduct due diligence on human rights and environmental impacts on their supply chains. Next is company initiative. This is focusing on Nestle. Nestle has launched the cocoa plan in 2009 to aiming to improve farmer livelihood and eliminate child labor. The company implemented in child labor monitoring remediation system CLMRS in 2012, which has helped identify and assist thousands of children. Next, Nestle claims to have sourced 44% of its cocoa through the cocoa plan as of 2020, with aim to reach 100% by 2025. And the company has invested in community development, including building schools and providing vocational training for young people. Next is industry-wide effort. The Harking Angle Protocol signed in 2001 by major chocolate company pledged to eliminate the worst forms of child labor in cocoa production. The International Cocoa Initiative, founded in 2002, works to ensure child protection in cocoa growing communities. The World Cocoa Foundation Cocoa Action Strategy, launched in 2014, aimed to coordinate sustainability efforts across the industry. The Cocoa and Forest Initiative, started in 2017, focused on ending deforestation and forest degradation in the cocoa supply chain. Conclusion: companies need to ensure fair price for cocoa that allow farmers earn a living wage. They must invest in long-term community development and robust monitoring system. Government must enforce child labor laws and investment in rural infrastructure and education. Consumers have to have a role play too by demanding ethically sourced product and being willing to pay price for chocolate. As consumers, we must be aware of these issues and demand better practice for the companies we support. We need to push fair wages for cocoa farmers, better monitoring system, and more effective program to ensure children are in school, not on farm. Only through the concerted effort from the companies, government, and consumer can we hope to end this exploitation and create a more ethical chocolate industry. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.